All right, so let's bring in Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin, whose committees include appropriations, armed services, and health, education, labor, and pensions. So let's get to that health issue, Senator. Thank you very much for being with me today. This is Rahm Emanuel with a bit of a different take on the winners and losers in this shutdown fight. Watch.
While a lot of people are thinking about who's up, who's down, the Republicans showed their true colors here. The president's own pollster said the health care issue is going to be dangerous for the House Republicans. So I think actually, while there's the issue of ACA and the vote and opening up the government, when it's all said and done, the Republicans actually took a lot of bruises here that are going to continue to play through the election.
All right. So is he, at least in part, right about that? Did it expose Tuesday night some vulnerabilities for Republicans when it comes to health care and the issue of affordability, which President Trump has talked a lot about since Tuesday night, Senator?
If you're talking about, Martha, the election from Tuesday last week, I don't think it really exposed a whole lot. We lost red or blue states. It was New Hampshire. I mean, not New Hampshire. It was, Virginia, New Jersey, New York, and California. It doesn't really reflect the Republican Party, but it did say that healthcare has now become a central focus, which is why immediately last night, after they realized, the Democrats realized we was going to open the government back up, they started going out and saying Republicans own the disastrous healthcare. It's the Republicans' fault that healthcare is so expensive. But it's going to be really hard for them to run on that because it's the ACA, Affordable Healthcare, that has caused premiums to go up 221%. It was President Obama who said that premiums were going to go down 25%. The reason why they needed the premium tax credit was because they needed to offset some of the costs that the American people were absorbing because of all the mandates and regulations that the ACA put on. I think what happened, though, that a lot of people aren't paying attention to, is President Trump out-Trumped them. He made a brilliant statement and kind of took the fight out of them when he said, hey, instead of us giving the premium tax straight to these insurance companies, let's give it to the individuals. Let's give it to the people that want to buy health care and want to make the decisions on what program and what policy they want to buy themselves. After that, it kind of took the fight out of the Democrats, and that's when you started seeing them splinter.
Well, I thought it was very interesting. In his interview with Laura Ingraham last night, the president started to lay out some of what a Republican answer would be, a White House answer would be on health care. So how much structure is there to this plan? And, what can we expect next on it? Do you expect that Republicans are going to have a specific plan that you all can vote on while you have the House and the Senate and the White House before the midterms?
Absolutely. The difference between Republicans and Democrats, they're fighting politics, we're fighting policy. President Trump is a business guy. He's got a good plan laid out on how to actually fix healthcare rather than have a community organizer like Obama try to fix healthcare. So we've got Roger Marshall, we have Bill Cassidy, both doctors, John Brasso, which are doctors, all working with the White House, putting together, and Marsha Blackburn, by the way, who was an RN, trying to get healthcare to actually be a better fit for the American people and bring down costs. And President Trump understands business well, and he's the one leading the charge.
So how quickly do you expect this plan to be rolled out?
We're hopefully having some ideas before Christmas, but it may take a little longer than that. But we've guaranteed the Democrats a vote by Christmas. So we want to have policies that Republicans support and then figure out what the Democrats support. And hopefully we can
maybe that promise is one of the good things that comes out of all of this, that it brings it to the forefront and both sides have to present, this is what our policy is. Let's vote on it. Let's get moving on it. And we'll see where it goes before Christmas. Thank you very much, Senator. Always good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.